My world is fire and blood.
My name is Max.
Max is all about, from a character point of view, a man who's got a tremendous amount of trauma and horror in his life, who wants to be left alone, who gets snatched up by somebody who makes him part of their livestock and assets. He becomes an object to them. And all he wants to do is go home. But he doesn't have a home, and he's going mad. And so he's got to get away, and in getting away, people want him back, and he just wants to get further and further and further away to get home, wherever home is. But it's not here, because wherever he touches turns to death and sadness and just misery. So in meeting the girls and meeting Furiosa, it can't end well. Nothing's good and everything hurts out there, and that's what Furiosa says to them. Everything is painful, everything hurts out here. And that's what, they're very similar characters. Of course they meet, and of course there's a relationship, an unspoken understanding and a recognition.
This idea that she's kind of saving these women, to me, just didn't feel as interesting as they belong to a man who hurt her incredibly, and she's just had enough. And she's gonna take these women with her, and she's gonna take what matters to him the most. She's gonna take the most valuable thing away from him because he took the most valuable thing away from her. It really is the ultimate story of revenge that starts this woman's drive off. And there were little things that geared us in a direction, and George was always so willing to go there with me. God bless him. You can't do this stuff alone, and unless somebody kind of embrace that thought process, you can't do it. And he was with me. I mean, we were really eye to eye on that. And little things like the fact that she would never call them by their names, that she didn't want to know their names, because she knew the world that they were going into, and there's no room for attachment.
And
They're looking for hope.
what about you?
Redemption.
These characters, these war boys, they grow up as like kind of mechanics when they're younger, and then if they're lucky and they survive long enough, they become drivers. They worship the machines around them. And I'm a little bit of a car nut, a petrol head anyway, so the idea of basically glorifying the machines and becoming a machine is what they want. So my character has a big scarification on his chest of a V8 engine block, and then he's got these tumors on his neck called Larry and Barry, who are kind of his pals but are also killing him. He's kind of on his deathbed when you meet him at the beginning of the film. This is a world without much food. They're living on bugs and stuff. So we had to lose a fair bit of weight and kind of not look too healthy for it. Shave the head.
He looked at me! He looked right at me!
People are working on this film that weren't born when we made the first one. It's an extraordinary position to be in as an actor. But the scale of it is mind-boggling. How many people to breakfast? I don't know, what, 1,000? In the middle of the desert, tents that are bigger than a football field. And there's people serving food in there, and then outside there's a desert storm that would make you... It's unthinkable. The logistic, the people working, all those people behind the cameras, all that crew, all those stunt people, all the mechanics, all that. Unthinkable, the amount of oomph to get out there and do that every single day. Me, the Immortan, it was like a prep school boy's dream.
EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo. Check out Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new 3DS.